I am a collar. Not just any collar. I am Bella's collar. I have lived 100 lives on the same neck, felt the pulse of hope and heartbreak, and carried the weight of a name that once meant everything. Bella. I remember the day I was chosen. The pet shop was bright and full of noise, but I was just a strip of leather and brass, waiting for purpose. Then she came, a little girl with tangled hair and a smile that could melt winter. She pressed her face to the glass, eyes wide. "That one, Daddy, for our Bella." Her father's hands were gentle as he picked me up, inspecting my stitching, my tag. "She'll look beautiful in this," he said, and I felt pride for the first time. Bella was a puppy then, all clumsy paws and boundless joy. The first time they buckled me around her neck, she wriggled and licked the girl's face, making her giggle. "Now you're really ours," the girl whispered, hugging Bella tight. I felt the warmth of belonging, the promise of forever. Those early years were golden. I basked in the sun as Bella chased butterflies across the lawn, felt the cool grass beneath her as she rolled and tumbled. The house was always full of laughter, the girls' shrieks of delight, the father's deep chuckle, the mother's soft singing as she cooked. Bella was the heart of it all, and I was her badge of honor. We went everywhere together. Walks in the park, trips to the lake, lazy afternoons sprawled on the porch. Strangers would stop to admire her, to stroke her silky fur and read my tag. "Bella," they'd say, "what a good girl." She'd wag her tail, proud and happy, and I'd gleam in the sunlight. But time, I learned, is a thief. The girl grew older, her laughter less frequent. The parents began to argue, their voices sharp and brittle. The house filled with tension, the air heavy with things unsaid. Bella sensed it, pressing close to the family, trying to comfort them in the only way she knew. But she was just a dog, and I was just a collar. One night, the father packed a suitcase. The girl cried, clutching Bella as if she could hold the family together by sheer will. The mother's eyes were red, her hands trembling. I felt Bella's confusion, her fear. She whimpered, licking the girl's tears, but nothing could stop the unraveling. After that, everything changed. The walks grew shorter, the games fewer. The mother was always tired, the girl always busy. Bella waited by the door, tail wagging, hoping for someone to call her name. Sometimes she'd nudge her leash, looking at me with pleading eyes. But the days of adventure were over. Then came the day I will never forget. The father returned, his face hard and closed. He didn't greet Bella, didn't smile. He just clipped on my leash and led her to the car. Bella's tail wagged, uncertain but hopeful. She trusted him. She trusted everyone. The drive was long and silent. Bella pressed her nose to the window, watching the world blur by. The city faded into fields, then forests, then empty roads. The father's hands gripped the wheel, knuckles white. I felt Bella's unease, her confusion. Finally, the car stopped. The father opened the door, but he didn't look at Bella. He threw her favorite ball into the tall grass. "Go get it, girl," he said, his voice flat. Bella leapt out, heart pounding with joy. She chased the ball, ears flying, tail high. The door slammed. The engine roared. Bella spun around, ball in her mouth, just in time to see the car speeding away. She dropped the ball, barking, running after the car with everything she had. I felt her desperation, her panic, as she chased the only family she'd ever known. She ran until her legs gave out, until the car was gone, until the only sound was her own whimpering in the empty field. Night fell. The world grew cold and strange. Rain began to fall, soaking us both, turning my leather stiff and heavy. Bella curled up beneath a bush, shivering, the ball still clutched between her teeth. She waited, certain they would come back. She waited all night, and all the next day. But no one came. Days blurred into weeks. Hunger gnawed at her belly. She wandered the roads, searching for familiar faces, for the scent of home. Strangers passed by, Some kind, most indifferent. A few threw stones. Bella's eyes lost their shine, but she never stopped looking down the road, hoping. I felt her hope flicker, then fade, then stubbornly reignite. She was a good dog. She believed in people, even when they didn't deserve it. Sometimes she'd find scraps of food, a kind word, a gentle hand. But more often, she found only cold and hunger. Her fur grew matted, her ribs showed beneath her skin. My leather cracked, my tag dulled. Still, she pressed on, driven by a memory of love. One day, a van with a painted paw print pulled up. Gentle hands lifted her, wrapped her in a blanket. The shelter was loud, full of barking and fear. They took my tag, read her name, but no one came for her. Weeks passed. She watched other dogs leave with new families, her tail thumping hopefully each time the door opened, then drooping when it wasn't for her. I saw her spirit flicker, but never die. She licked the hands that fed her, pressed her head into the laps of volunteers, offered her paw to anyone who would take it. She still believed in kindness, even when the world had given her every reason not to. But the days grew long. The shelter grew crowded. I heard the staff whisper about making space. I felt Bella's fear, her silent prayers. She pressed herself against the bars, eyes pleading, as if she could will someone to see her, to choose her, to save her. One by one, the other dogs left. Puppies, young and bouncy, found homes quickly. Bella watched them go, her tail wagging in encouragement, even as her own hope faded. She grew quieter, curling up in the corner of her cage, dreaming of the family she'd lost. Then, one rainy afternoon, a woman came. She moved slowly, her eyes rimmed red as if she'd been crying for years. She knelt beside Bella's cage, and for a long moment, they just looked at each other. Two souls, both abandoned in their own way. The woman whispered, "You look like you need a friend." Bella pressed her nose to the bars, tail wagging softly. The woman smiled, tears slipping down her cheeks. Me too. That night, for the first time in months, I felt the gentle touch of hands that cared. The woman fastened me around Bella's neck, her fingers trembling. "Let's go home," she said. Home. The word felt like a miracle. The new house was small but warm. The woman made tea in the evenings, her voice soft as she read aloud from old books. Sometimes, she cried, and Bella pressed close, offering silent comfort. They healed together, piece by piece. Bella learned the rhythms of this new life, the sound of the woman's footsteps, the smell of her cooking, the gentle way she brushed Bella's fur. They walked together in the park, slow and steady, two survivors finding solace in each other's company. I watched as Bella's eyes regained their shine, as her tail wagged with real joy. The woman laughed again, her voice lighter, her heart mending. They became a family, not by blood, but by choice. One evening, as the sun set in a blaze of gold, the woman knelt beside Bella, her hands gentle as she stroked my worn leather. "You saved me, you know," she whispered. Bella licked her cheek, her eyes full of love. "I am a collar. I have seen betrayal and heartbreak, hope and forgiveness. I have learned that even when you are left behind, even when you run until your heart nearly breaks, there is still a chance for love to find you again. And sometimes, the family you lose is nothing compared to the miracle of the one you find."